We had this insane dream of speed flying over the Himalayas, bald as monks. So to make that dream a reality, first we had to learn how to speed fly. We've been talking about it for a while, but Sayla finally took action and signed us up for the course. When you're going after a dream, those first initial steps of taking initiative are sometimes scary, but they're very, very important. Where you're actually signing up, and that's kind of where it's not just a dream anymore, it's becoming reality. Ask yourself for one of your dreams, what's one small step you can take to make that dream a reality today, or maybe even right now? I was scared of skydiving, of course, but I was absolutely terrified of speed flying. It's just so much riskier and lower to the ground. There's no reserve. It's really, really, really dangerous. But luckily we're here with Nate, one of the best coaches in the entire world. And so we're taking the correct steps and doing everything right in the progression to our first flight. Sayla has a lot more time under canopy than me, so she absolutely crushed it. It was pretty natural for her, whereas I have way less skydives and a lot less canopy time, so things were a bit sketchier for me. One thing about me though is I've been practicing my Naruto run for my entire life. Naturally, Sayla and I had a little competition going and she was smoking me. This is my first ever real launch and it ended up being an abort, which definitely did not help my confidence, nearly getting pulled off of this cliff my very first time. But I had to go again immediately after. And so here's my second attempt. Pretty good. Definitely needs work. But luckily I had a great coach and we were working hard every day, progressing in the sport. Super fun. I'm all fired up, learning something new. And yeah, taking laps, doing this extreme new sport, facing my fears. I was so grateful every day waking up here and yeah, learning something new with someone that I really care about. When you're learning something new, you're pushing your comfort zone, you're expanding your mind and changing your body. And when you go through a change or growth with someone, it creates this really, really cool, special bond. For me, it's one of the most important things to have in a relationship. Friendly competition is also super beneficial. It improves your focus and yeah, it's just fun to compete, learning something new, but even when you lose, Sayla got me again with that reverse launch training. Now I'm ready to try my first ever reverse launch. This is a technique that you use when you have a bit of headwind.
There you go.
It's a true test of wing control and to see if you're good at kiting the wing and managing slight changes in wind. Even though I have quite a bit of kiteboarding experience, I was still struggling quite a bit with this line management and flying the wing properly. But you do not want to launch and just send it without control. So I was really trying to get a good, clean, controlled launch, which I'm just struggling with. The winds were a little bit shifty, but I mean, I'm just still a beginner and yeah, that was sketchy. Lose my wing into the bush. Launching a little bit too hard, trying to, at this point I do have it, but then I just kind of get too far to the cliff and yeah, I'm trying a little bit too much to kite it. And at this point I'm just ready to send it. And there we go. My first successful reverse launch. A little bit sketchy. Here we go with another one. This one was a little bit better, still sketchy for sure. Oh my gosh. But yeah, success. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, let's see Sayla go. I think the wind backed off, so she just did a normal launch. But she pretty much crushed it with all of her reverse launches too. I think we have one coming up later. Super clean, styling. Nice. Here's one of our final low level launches. We're just really trying to dial everything in, make things super comfortable and clean.
Nice job.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Sayla will show us how it's done. Super nice. And then, yeah, we were practicing our landings as well. This was a pretty clean landing, right into a reverse flight, but barely lose it. Now it's time for the high peak. We drive up and then we have a bit of a hike. So we're trekking. This is kind of more like real speed flying day. We're going to a peak. We're riding in the buggy, but then we're also hiking, which is kind of more traditional as speed flying, which I think is a really cool aspect of the sport because I love hiking already by itself, hiking up and walking down, but hiking up and flying down is a real draw, and that's why I'm like super stoked to dive deeper into this speed flying thing. Here goes Sayla doing the high launch and crushing it. The high launch was sick because you get a lot of extra flight time. I love sports like this because you have to be super present. There's nothing else that I'm thinking of in this moment besides launching that wing correctly. Your life's on the line, so you're forced into that present moment. Here's Nate absolutely beasting up, beating us all by like 20 minutes. Sayla and I were cruising a little bit more, enjoying the hike, enjoying the view, enjoying the workout. Kind of reminds me of like the hype before doing a backcountry skiing run. The saying is you got to earn your turns. Same thing pretty much goes here. You got to earn your turns in the sky, one step at a time. We're back at the high launch and we're doing reverses now because there's a bit of wind. Yeah, Sayla, ripping. Such a sick one. All right, let's see how I do up at the high launch, trying a reverse.
Way too much brake. Sit. There you go. Looks great. Go ahead. Nice work. All right, so you committed that time.
I finally committed and sent it off the high peak. A ton of flight time, cruising, enjoying, so stoked. And a pretty good landing. We were trying to get the most accurate landings, and I think Sayla won every time. We needed to hug each other because we were about to do something super, super sketchy. First ever solo speed flight, jumping off a cliff with a little kite above my head.
Provide for the people, start a foundation for kids in foster care. That's all. Oh, and as well was my favorite saying. Oh, and I don't want a funeral. I want a party.
We each did some little goodbye messages, partially serious, partially as a joke. We were pretty well trained at this point. This is an extremely dangerous sport though, and every time you run off that cliff, you do have to know that you're risking your life. This was the first time doing everything alone, like no coach looking at your lines, no one else double checking your work. So it was pretty scary. Stay tuned for our next training video when we learn how to speed ride, where we put on skis and go to the mountains. That was my sketchiest launch, touch my butt on the bush.